Chapter 11, Facebook. Facebook was started in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg while a student at Harvard. He later dropped out of Harvard. The site initially focused on college student membership and expanded globally. Facebook made over $7 billion in revenues in 2013, with 2014 revenues at nearly $12.5 billion. Revenues exceeded $70 billion in 2019. Facebook is currently valued at over $450 billion. In the beginning, Facebook faced concerns that they would be competing for user time with services that promote private sharing. The question was whether users valued privacy over connectivity. Also, would people accept the overall model? So far, Facebook's growth has been phenomenal and appears to be unaffected by outside forces. We study Facebook as an example of a company with a unique business model. Since the model is unique, investors have to decide if this is a long-term investment with potential or one where short-term dips may occur. If the latter, you might consider short selling, where you attempt to profit from a falling stock price. Facebook offers a perspective that helps us understand network effects and platforms, high-tech partnerships, and the issues that come with the rollout of new technologies, along with concerns of personal privacy. Facebook's revenue stream is based upon advertising, which is tied to the business value of social media. We must also consider the differences between desktop and mobile markets. Facebook was funded by a number of venture capitalists. These are groups of investors that provide funding in exchange for a stake in the firm and a degree of managerial control. Early involvement by venture capitalists may mean loss of control for the company. Facebook was too good of an opportunity to pass up, and early backers were willing to have Zuckerberg maintain control over the firm. Facebook creates a social graph. This is a global mapping of users, organizations, and how they are connected. Within Facebook, friending is the voluntary link between users or nodes in the social graph. Both parties in the connection must agree. This global mapping can have a network effect. This effect occurs when the value of a product or services increases as its number of users expands. We know from standard communications models that the number of possible contacts goes up exponentially as the number of users increases. A key to Facebook's growth is that switching costs for Facebook are extremely high. Switching costs are the cost a consumer incurs when moving from one product to another. This explains why Facebook dominates the world market. You can see that Facebook is the market leader in most of the world, as shown in blue. Facebook offers news feeds that have been concentrated over time and release value from the social graph. These feeds are the lifeline of Facebook's ability to strengthen and deliver user value from the social graph by categorizing sharing. Facebook also introduced hashtags, which help users discover conversations and encourage more public sharing of posts and content. Hashtags link users with common interests. Here's an example of a Facebook feed. Notice the sponsored ads on the right. You may have heard of the dark web. The dark web consists of internet content that cannot be indexed by Google and other search engines. While the dark web is often used for criminal activities, a lot of information on Facebook is private and is considered dark web. Facebook provides access to user content, user opinions, and trending news that Google cannot access. Facebook can tie together standard internet searches with its dark web content, allowing that search engine exclusive access to its content. Using mobile devices is different than using a desktop or laptop computer. There is more competition as use of mobile devices increases. This competition comes from Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, WeChat, Line, and Kakao. The possibilities when using smartphones are extensive. Mobile apps can access a user's address book in order to build the social graph for a new mobile service. Your smartphone is almost always with you and can be used to capture photos and videos. Notifications can be sent to users to encourage use of an application. Plus, the application can create app icons on the home screen as a visual reminder. The touch of a finger gains instant access to the application. The physical environment also affects application design. The desktop's larger screen allows for additional menu items and more options. On the other hand, mobile device screens are smaller, which drives the need for mobile apps to be more focused with single-purpose, specialized apps. Let's now consider the infrastructure required to support Facebook. Facebook's storage needs have grown by a factor of 4,000 in just 4 years. Facebook uses a cloud structure to store its data. The definition of a cloud is a collection of resources available for access over the Internet. The components of the system are similar to high-end workstations. Facebook's cloud is scattered across multiple facilities around the world. Facebook takes advantage of open source software, or OSS, to power most of the site. Open source software is free software that anyone can look at and potentially modify. In addition, Facebook developed its own media serving solution instead of relying on content delivery networks. Content delivery networks are systems distributed throughout the Internet that help to improve the delivery speeds of web pages and other media. To foster growth, Facebook created a standard set of application programming interfaces, or APIs, so that third parties could link directly with the application. Application programming interfaces are programming hooks or guidelines published by firms that tell other programs how to get a service to perform a task such as sending or receiving data. When linked to Facebook, programmers can write applications that run inside a user's profile. Developers are allowed to charge for products, offer them for free, run ads, and keep what they made. Each application potentially adds more value and features to the site without a major investment. With the multitude of programmers out there, extensive growth was inevitable. Implementing applications in a mobile device is more difficult. A/B testing is much more difficult on a mobile device. A/B testing refers to testing application updates and comparing performance to the original software release. If the update outperforms the original, it is released to users. If not, we cancel the release. In this environment, updates are slower and bug fixes are more difficult. Facebook's integrated design and APIs allow developers to link web pages and app usage into the social graph. This puts Facebook at the center of identity, sharing, and personalization. It also offers website operators the choice to accept a user's Facebook credentials for logging in. You may have seen the opportunity to use your Facebook identity to log into a completely separate application. This application integration allows firms to make their sites more personalized by leveraging its data. This has a strategic benefit by increasing the value of Facebook membership, by enhancing network effects, as discussed earlier, increasing switching costs, and creating larger sets of highly personalized data to leverage. Despite its strong architecture, business model, and success in the market, Facebook faces a number of challenges. For example, some Facebook applications would spam a user's friends with invites. There have been some well-known security concerns, privacy breaches, and apps that violated the intellectual property of other firms. The open architecture of Facebook, while fostering growth, has caused asset weakening and problems with revenue sharing. Too much data portability leads to the free rider problem. Free rider problems occur when one takes advantage of a user or service without providing any sort of reciprocal benefit. Obstacles to smooth user integration have also increased. One concern for the broader community is that Facebook's colossal walled garden is a threat to the web in general. A walled garden is a closed network or single set of services controlled by one dominant firm. Facebook's wall closes off a large part of the web within itself. This exclusivity stifles innovation, exchange, and competition. Facebook has effectively become a monopoly in this space and may get in the way of the free data sharing envisioned for the web. Facebook makes its money from advertising. For years, online advertising has been the only major media category that has seen an increase in spending. Firms spend more advertising online than they do on radio and magazine ads combined. While advertising is very common online, not all internet advertising is created equal. There are signs that social networking sites are struggling to find the right ad model. One concern with advertising on social networks is that the application places ads on the site with no concern for content adjacency. This occurs when an advertisement will run near offensive material, embarrassing an advertiser and/or degrading their products or brands. Plus, as users are flooded with advertising, they may not even notice your ads. Google, Search, and Facebook Social face different user attention problems. Users of Google and other search sites are on a task-oriented expedition to collect information that will drive a specific action. Google only charges text advertisers when a user clicks. Users click on Google Ads enough for it to be the most valuable activity among any internet firm. Conversely, for Facebook, most banner ads do not charge per click, but rather via CPM. CPM stands for the cost per thousand impressions. M represents the Roman numeral for 1,000. An impression occurs when an ad appears on a website. This is the billing mechanism used in online display advertising and by other media. Facebook banner ads performed so poorly that the firm pulled them in early 2010. Facebook ads sell for very little. Facebook is addressing their failure with banner ads with precise targeting of ads to users expected to buy the product or service. They have also focused on mobile advertising and creating fewer ads at a higher price point, which creates a better user experience and higher profits. They are going for quality over quantity. The next step was to move ads from the sidebar to the newsfeed. The result has been a higher return on the ads investment. Facebook is also building better ads through social engagement. Engagement ads have been created in an attempt to get consumers to interact with an ad and then share that action with friends. This is a much stronger advertising model and is popular with social media. Facebook created the Beacon platform. The purpose was to harness the energy and virulent nature of social networks to provide useful information to consumers. Facebook assumed users would agree to share data in their feeds. This was a huge failure in the eyes of users. Most objected to being added automatically. In addition, it was difficult to drop the service. Beacon has since been removed from Facebook. To recover from the various missteps, Facebook has created a new TOS, or Terms of Service Agreement. This agreement was offered in a way that solicited user comments rather than being an edict. Facebook settled a series of governmental inquiries in a deal with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. Finally, Facebook agreed to undergo 20 years of regular third-party privacy audits and to a host of additional restrictions. These steps will improve the transparency and user data privacy of Facebook users. That completes our discussion on Facebook. Next, we will cover the business model at Amazon.